Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Riley King, and happy Sunday, and welcome to Politics with Riley King. Let's begin. First up, Bloomberg visits New Hampshire aimed speculation of 2020 presidential run. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9, Jess Moran.
It's my heritage. I'm a New Yorker. I'm going to stay a New Yorker, I will say that. But this is home.
Former New York City Mayor and Medford, Massachusetts native Michael Bloomberg in New Hampshire, reflecting about his childhood visits to the Granite State.
We'd come up for the foliage in the fall, and we'd come up in the summer to go to some of the beaches. It's a great state.
Bloomberg speaking to a full auditorium at Nashua City Hall about gun control with local officials and candidates. He's trying to help Democrats get elected this November.
You've got to go out there and win your election and then use your power as an elected official to get some common sense in this country. We stop some of the carnage.
While the focus in this room was to bring attention to sensible gun laws, Michael Bloomberg made news earlier this week when he re-registered as a Democrat, prompting many to wonder if he's going to run for president in 2020. That's a question he's not answering just yet.
We just didn't come to these issues for an election. We've been doing this for a long time, and I'm very proud of the work we've done, but we certainly have a long ways to go. And after that, we'll see what happens down the road.
While he's not giving a definitive answer, Bloomberg's presence in the first primary state has captured the attention of New Hampshire Republicans. In a statement to WMUR, GOP Communications Director Joe Sweeney says in part, "In New Hampshire, people appreciate the Second Amendment and support elected officials who fight to protect it from liberal out-of-state politicians. New Hampshire Republicans do and always will support our Second Amendment rights." In Nashua, Jessica Moran, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. On the record, Anna Presley, segment 1. Let's watch part of segment 1 video.
If you look at your plan...
So sorry.
I'm gonna work.
Dad, I'm with my banker. We're working on the loan and business plan. Can I call you right back?
Business plan? Banks don't do that. Oh, I finally caught the squirrel in the attic.
Okay, great. Bye. Sorry.
Good morning, everyone. It's time to go on the record.
Look me in the eye when I'm talking to you! Can you hear us now?
Star Power, the presumptive 7th District Congresswoman-elect Ayanna Pressley captivates a Boston crowd. Now Washington and a national stage beckons. Ayanna Pressley is our guest this morning.
Look, I think what the state police did was a mistake.
This is a management failure of epic proportions.
Nearly 3 weeks from Election Day, scandal at the Mass State Police broadens. And
ballot question 1, the nurse's question. We get reaction.
From WCVB Channel 5, the inside word from Washington to Beacon Hill. Today's newsmakers are going on the record.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Ed Harding, along with News Center 5's political reporter Janet Wu. Thank you for joining us on the record this morning. And our guest this morning is the first African-American woman from Massachusetts to be sent to Congress. Ayanna Pressley staged a huge upset last month when she defeated fellow Democrat and 20-year veteran of Congress, Mike Capuano. Because she is unopposed in the November election, the Boston City Councilor will now be heading to Washington in the new year. We already know that. Pressley was raised in Chicago, attended BU, served on the staff of former Congressman Joe Kennedy and former U.S. Senator John Kerry. It's great to have you. Now you prefer to be called Congresswoman. So, Congresswoman, great to have you with us. I know you're still to be elected. I still understand
Yes, and we're still campaigning hard.
Good.
Until November 6th.
But at least you can focus on where you're going as opposed to worrying about what's going to happen on November 6th.
Yes.
So you do have that little bit of a cushion.
Yeah.
So current polling numbers show that Democrats could take over the House. If that happens, do you think that impeachment proceedings are likely, and would you support that?
Yes, I will support them. And I think it is likely, but in many ways it's, even for the purposes of this conversation, I think it's putting the cart before the horse. What I'm focused on right now, before we can even get to a place of impeachment and taking back the White House, we need to take back the House and the Senate. And so I'm expending a great deal of sweat equity here in the Commonwealth to support our Democratic ticket, Jay Gonzalez in the corner office, and all of our down ballot offices. But I'm also traveling for the midterms so that I'm playing a role and doing everything possible to take back the House and the Senate.
Likely that you will at least Democrat.
Okay, and there you go on part of that video. If you want to watch the whole video, we will have the link with you on the Riley King Network Facebook page, and you can also go to WCVB.com and click on Commitment 28. Also, they have segment 2, 3, and 4 with her as well. Massachusetts residents who want to vote must register soon. A Massachusetts resident who wants to cast ballot in this year's election have until Wednesday to register to vote if they haven't already done so. The election is on Tuesday, November 6th. Any U.S. sanctions over missing journalists would stab its own economy to death, Saudi Arabia warns. Let's take a listen to the video.
The Landing at Cape Elizabeth, living your life meaningfully in the comfort of your home. Permanent and respite stays available with award-winning quality care. Ask us about a main bridge to home respite care in an assisted living setting. Call The Landing at Cape Elizabeth today.
Okay, and there you go on that video. We shouldn't panic over recent climate change warnings, Trump advisor says. A top economic advisor to President Trump responded to a recent UN report warning the world needs to take drastic actions within 12 years to avoid the possible climate crisis, saying, "I think they overestimate." Larry Kudlow, director of the White House National Economics Council, responded to a question from ABC News chief anchor George Stephanopoulos on This Week Sunday about the United Nations report on October 7th, saying that the world needs to take drastic actions against global warming to prevent a provincial irreversible consequence by 2040. And that does it for Politics with Riley King. I hope you all enjoyed this edition of Politics with Riley King. I'll see you back here next Sunday for another edition of Politics with Riley King. Have a great rest of your Sunday, everyone. Goodbye.